Hello, this is Joe from Nerd in Korea. We are continuing our budget precon upgrades, looking at board wipes this time. These are all white. I didn't mean to do that. I actually didn't realize until I had finished. I took out a few things that were not white actually, and then I looked at the list and was like, oh, oops, okay. But anyway, so white. You need white, I guess, here. What is budget? Again, these are all under $1 on the TCG player, not a sponsor. So yeah, very, very budget. Pre-con upgrades. Okay, so board wipes are an important part of every deck. The important thing is, they serve a very important purpose, first of all, in that, yeah, you're going to have times when someone's getting really carried away and they're just going to win if you don't take the board back to zero, basically. This usually hurts you and everyone else. I always think multiplayer because you usually play Commander, but I think this is an important thing to have in, especially a Commander deck. If you don't have this in a Commander deck, it's a bad Commander deck, basically. Yeah. Your board wipes will often not negatively affect yourself. Finding the right board wipe will allow you to gain some advantage from the board wipe. So the idea is that, yeah, it's going to hurt you, but it hurts you less than the other players, right? It gives you an opening. It doesn't punish you. It punishes everyone else more. So a downside, but not as big for you as others. Number 5. Slash the ranks. This is really only a commander card, but it's great for that. Okay, so destroy all creatures and planeswalkers except for commanders. 3 white. Destroying all planeswalkers is really nice added bonus. This is something you should have access to. If it's a commander, it has to be a commander deck, I think, pretty much for this to make any sense. If someone all of a sudden busts out like a Super Friends deck on you, a lot of board wipes do not hit planeswalkers, so they're just going to be kind of immune to a lot of the board wipes that are going to come out, and that's going to be a huge advantage. It's like everyone else's board wipes are going to be one-sided board wipes for that player. So yeah, this lets you get it right back to zero for everybody. Again, except for commanders. Ideally, if you've got like a Voltron deck, I love this in my Boros equipment deck, which is a very obvious thing to put it into, but if you have an equipment deck, this is it. Or any kind of Voltron deck, this is the card for that, because you can just make your commander real big, blow up everything else, your commander takes the game. Done, right? Anyway, 56 cents. Number 4. Expel the Interlopers. This is a more interesting one, I think. So for 3 white, again, a little more expensive CMC. A lot of people go for the 4 CMC board wipes. It's worth it for the extra mana. So let's see. Choose a number between 0 and 10. You choose the number, right? You can decide how this works and what it does and what it hits and what it doesn't. Destroy all creatures with power greater than or equal to the chosen number. So if you just want to annihilate the entire board, you can choose 0. And if you want to get rid of those pesky things that are 6 and up, no problem. Just say 6, and then yeah. Very easy to, especially if you're playing with a lot of lower power creatures. I think this happens a lot with decks that use a lot of evasion. So if you've got maybe a flyer deck, usually has lower power, but yeah, you can basically just take out everyone else's stuff and probably take the game after that. Anyway, 21 cents. Number 3. Slaughter the Strong. This is only 3 CMC. Number 1 advantage, only 3 CMC. Crazy. So each player chooses any number of creatures they control with total power 4 or less and sacrifices all other creatures they control. The advantages just keep stacking up on this, okay? Low CMC, it forces other players to sacrifice, right? They have to sacrifice. So if it's like indestructible or something, doesn't matter. Sacrifice. Sacrifice gets around things that destroy cannot do. Finally, if you have, especially in decks where you've got maybe like walls or something, a bunch of like 0 attack power things, or things that usually have 0 attack power, cast this and just choose all of them, right? You can choose any number of creatures to not sacrifice, as long as they have the total power is all that matters. All of your 0 creatures, you can just spare all of them. There's a lot of decks that probably won't be able to like really choose much of anything. They might be able to save 1 creature from this, and you can save like potentially a large section of your board if it's the right deck. And even more crazy, this is only 6 cents. 6. Oh. Number 2. Stick Together. I think I've actually featured this in a video before, but it's so good. Okay, so again, it is 5/3 white. Each player chooses a party from among creatures they control, then sacrifice the rest. So you can save up to 4 of your creatures, and they can save up to 4 of theirs, but they probably don't have that, right? Decks that have a lot of like, again, that's a cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard. Those are like classes. They're usually paired with something else, like human, orc, or a goblin or something, right? Especially if you're doing a human kindred, they'll probably have a good number of those. So this is kind of like something that you can use in a lot of decks. I definitely throw this into decks pretty regularly, and you'd be surprised how often you go, oh, wait a sec, my deck has like wizards, rogues, and clerics. I've done that twice recently, actually. I go, oh, there's lots of those 3, so if I take Stick Together, I can choose those 3 of them, and everyone else is probably just going to have to wipe out everything. Huge advantage. 9 cents. Number 1. Divine Reckoning. Okay, so this is 2 white. It is 4, finally. Each player chooses a creature they control, destroy the rest. Once again, kind of like Slash the Ranks, but more flexible because it doesn't have to be your commander. Everyone else also gets to keep 1 creature. The thing that really puts us above Slash the Ranks is Flashback, right? You can do this again for 5 white. So 7 is pricey, but it can be your win con, right? This is going to be probably at least a finisher, if not a win con. So it'll take someone out of the game, or you'll win the game. Anyway, 66 cents. The List. Slash the Ranks, 56 cents. Expel the Interloper, 21 cents. Slaughter the Strong, 6 cents. Stick Together, 9 cents. And Divine Reckoning, 66 cents. Don't underestimate that flashback. Anyway, take it easy.